Then also, I have Usman Ayariga. How are you? You're well.
We are managing.
You're managing, eh?
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm told that many of you politicians have a lot of cash in your homes.
In this current dispensation where people are carrying such quantum of cash in their homes, and the youth of the country are living in abject poverty, in hunger, and every day all we see is unemployment. All we can do is try to manage. And dovetailing into that, tomorrow is International Youth Day.
International Youth Day.
Yes, I think UN International Youth Day. So
You fall within the age group of a youth, eh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm the youth organizer, so I fall within what we call a youth. Or better, say I identify myself as a youth. No, there's no senior youth. I mean, a youth is...
So youth is what age?
Is a youth.
What age to what age?
Well, if you look at I think the UN Charter, it talks about the age between 18 to about 35.
35.
Yes. So
your youth organizer, how old is he?
Who, my current youth organizer?
Yeah.
I don't know his age,
no.
Yes, but I know he's my youth.
Because the way you are describing the age, I
didn't talk about the age. You spoke about the age.
Oh, okay.
I just said I'm a youth organizer, and tomorrow is International UN Youth Day. So I just wanted to say something a bit on that, and to entreat the youth of this country, even though we can all see the kind of corruption, the kind of stealing ongoing in this government, the disappointment coming from the youth, and the disappointment seeing the kind of stealing going on in this government. I also entreat the youth to continue to be calm. Let us not try to disrupt the current democracy or the current experiments of democracy that we are all witnessing. We have seen in other countries the kind of things that are happening, people trying to topple the government. So I just want to use this medium to encourage the youth to continue to be calm. Next year is just around the corner. We'll come out in our numbers and we'll kick this government out of power.
Lawyer Kwame Jantua, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right. So I like it plain and simple.
I don't understand where my brother Ayarga is coming from.
We'll talk about that. Let me just
to become. What does that mean?
Okay. So we'll talk about that. Now, Shaibu Mohammed, your regular name is Asamawu Shaibu. Good morning to you. I know that you lost your elder sister at Adiembra Secondary, and our condolences to you because you're a regular viewer for us. Let's look at those who have joined us this morning. Just give the regular shout outs. We'll make the Roland Jan, it's also your birthday, so a great friend of mine works in Parliament. Now, we've been joined by Awilo Media, of course, Shaibu is here, Amma McGold, Lottie Jones and Johnson, Philip Abuchi, thank you for joining us, Francis Apam, Kweku Aaron Ras Kotoka, we're grateful that you've joined us this morning. Now, I'll start with you, but let me just go through some slides. And as you all know, as of now, it's now setting. Apart from what we have by way of our own sources, the official communication also from the special prosecutor, so far, these are the numbers. $1 million, 800,000 we're told is in one part, 200,000 another part, 300,000 pounds, and then also 350,000 Ghana cedis initially plus 50,000, those stolen. Now found in the residence officially by the OSP, 590,000 USD, 2.73 million Ghana cedis. And we also do know that we have bank accounts with Societe Generale and then Prudential Bank. All these, there were some audits of the crediting of those accounts and the balance of those accounts as well. Now, what does it mean? Do we have more? Our sources tell us that more money was discovered as well, but these are the official ones. And then, you remember, when we said this, everybody said, oh, TV3, etc. But I just want to put this straight. Journalists have sources. One of the means by which we're able to get more information is for you to tell the whistleblower that you're going to protect the name in confidence. So you promise confidentiality, anonymity, and then the continuous pledge to ensure that their cover is not blown. It is the only way by which you are seen to be credible and for which you continuously get information. I do understand why government communicators tend to go onto Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., and sit behind keyboards and constantly tend to insinuate and insult. But we also have a job to do. And if you look at one of the roles is for a journalist to undertake, is to play a gatekeeping role. I understand all the difficulties you have. I know that it's painful, but sometimes when you are enjoying the largesse, you should also know that there will be scrutiny. Now, Mr. Makuchu, what do you make of this so far? Now,
it's actually quite interesting.
Your laughter even seemed to me that now you are overwhelmed.
I'm not overwhelmed at all. I mean, to start with, good morning to yourself. Good morning to Osman. He's my very good friend.
Osman is your friend?
Yes. I mean, I've known Osman for a very long time. He's very respectful. I wish him well in his foray into mainstream politics. And of course, I mean, there's something called youthful exuberance, and sometimes if you're not careful,
It can overtake
it
you.
can overtake you. So I'm asking him to at least calm down a little bit. You know, we've done this for quite a while. I mean, for some strange reason, as young as I am, I can confidently say that I've been doing this thing for more than 10 years. So I have a bit of experience. So Osman, calm down, chill. You know, you'll get there. But I'm actually very impressed. I mean, that he's taken the, like I indicated, the foray into mainstream politicking. He says something about the youth, which is extremely important, that in any country, for you to be able to get the development that you want your young people to be interested in politics. And you know my orientation all the time. I've never really ever tried to even convince any of my friends to appreciate my opinion or join the ideological orientation that I'm part of. You understand? I believe in people having their own personal views, and then once we have like a discourse and it's respectful, and people appreciate each other's rights to prefer different opinions, then I'm very happy about that. Now, my senior, Kwame Jant, of course, I mean, good morning to him and all the people watching TV3 this morning. Your intro itself is actually problematic to start with. I mean,
you don't like my intro?
No, it's very, you see, I think that if you invite people onto a platform and, like you're saying, you're giving a level playing field, or if you like, an objective account of events, then you have to, I mean, stick by those standards. Otherwise, then you draw those persons or panelists that you've invited to go into areas where it actually sullies the reputation of the platform. To start with, it is not true that TV3 as a platform indicated that, oh, monies were found and that there was so much money that was found, and that's the reason why some MPP communicators or operators were going after you. There was a news item that indicated that.
The thing
let me finish.
Let me.
No, but I need to start from there. No, because you're interrupting me.
It's not an invitation for you to comment.
No, but I will comment.
I
will comment.
Okay.
And the reason why I'll comment is that if you present a news item that says that, oh, the OSP went into the house and they spent 5 hours counting money and X amount, you actually indicated specific amount of money that were found there. And the OSP has come to state categorically what those official amounts were. And you still insist on going on that tangent, claiming that you have sources.
Let me correct you. We never stated any specific amount. We did state how long the OSP and his team spent in the house undertaking. No. Please.
You don't want me to finish.
I want to correct you, please.
Okay.
Because this was just a comment to our viewers and the audience. Mm-hmm. You decided to comment on this. Mm-hmm. So let me correct you. We had it on concrete information from our source of the team of the OSP that went to the house, they spent 4 to 5 hours.
It's okay. That's what I can.
So subsequently, they counted money. Subsequently, further information from other media colleagues, etc., then put sums to the monies. But for our credibility and the ethics that we go by, we stand by what we said, and we never alluded to any money for the first start. Subsequently,
well enough. Can I continue?
Okay.
All right. And so, of course, I mean, the last couple of weeks, this is when this story broke. They ran up to all of these things, even yesterday, coming from the OSP in terms of where they are. It's very clear that, one, the woman involved at the time when the issue broke decided to take the issue to the police. The police did the investigation. Certain persons were picked up and are being prosecuted. Once it came to the public domain and all the conversation around it, the woman herself came out and said that based on all the issues that are happening, her position as a Minister of State was untenable. She resigned. The presidency accepted the resignation. A new minister is in place doing whatever it is that they are supposed to do. And what's actually very interesting is that we have an Office of Special Prosecutor that was actually put together by an MPP administration that has taken this case and is investigating the case and has even gone further to freeze the account of this particular woman. And nobody is talking about that particular conversation.
Why should we talk about it?
No, the reason why, he's doing his work. And so I'm asking myself, if you invite us to talk about the Cecilia Dapaah saga today, what exactly is it that you're asking us to discuss? That's what I'm saying. Because as we speak, the issue is being investigated by the Office of Special Prosecutor. They've taken the case to court, asking the court to actually grant that particular application. The police is doing this investigation as to the criminal aspect that has been taken to court, and as we speak, right? And so when you invite us to discuss the saga, I mean, maybe you should tell us exactly what it is that you are asking us to discuss. In any case, I think that it's very clear that people have made certain pronouncements about the propriety of keeping such amounts of money in a home and why you don't use the banking system and all of those are, legitimate conversations that we can have. But at the moment, of course, people...
But the way you talk, you make it sound like it's trivial.
No. But if it was trivial, I wouldn't even mention it. So, I live in this country. I talk to people. I have friends. I go to certain places. So, people would even come to you and say, oh, on this particular issue, this is what we feel and all of that. I'm Ghanaian. I listen to my ears on the ground. So I appreciate some of these things. But the reality is that if a media house decides that they want to discuss it, then you have to be a bit more specific as to what aspects of it that you want to discuss, right? To cast aspersions or make insinuations.
Who is casting
I'm just saying it. You understand what I'm saying?
No, really, I don't understand. Because nobody has
doesn't actually
nobody has cast aspersions and insinuations.
Contribute to this particular matter. You understand what I'm saying? So if you ask me specific questions, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that it's very important that even the lady herself involved, through her lawyers, would be able to be a bit more open to discuss some of these issues as it goes through the entire process, right? Yes, but because you find a member of the political party or someone who was a member of the government and everything involved in the matter, sometimes you feel that it's probably even expedient for persons like myself to comment on the matter. But in final analysis, the case has gone through a certain progression, right? And I'm happy that even in the midst of all of these things, the Office of Special Prosecutor is shown its independence. And this points to the whole conviction of the president to start with, that in matters like these, as part of our manifesto in 2016, that you set up an office like that to investigate some of these things. I believe strongly that, yes, you probably have to empower some of the other agencies that are responsible for some of these things, especially maybe focusing a lot more on people when it comes to this asset declaration and being a bit more proactive to either review and update it as and when things change. But I have absolutely no more to talk about on this particular matter.
Osman, if you look at the trajectory of this matter, it looks like now government is overwhelmed, is it not? Because the reality is that if you're a public official and a politically exposed person, you're supposed to live by certain ethics and principle. And as it is, clearly not living by those morals and standards, ideally that should have been set. Is that not the case?
Roland, I am surprised my brother is running away from the issues or what we have to actually discuss. I mean, this is a politically exposed person. This has to do with someone who has been given an office of the Minister for Sanitation. This is someone who actually has public funds at her disposal. And this is someone who has some amount, not just some, so much cash on her. And I'll even go into the details of the bank accounts. I realize you didn't want to mention the amount in the bank account, but some media houses have done justice to it. And you come here and you want to let it seem as though because the special prosecutor is investigating it and because, I mean, some state agencies are investigating it, so for that matter, there's really nothing to talk about. If she were a private person who was being investigated, I wouldn't waste time to even talk about it. But to the extent that she's a public official, her government has been voted into power and she has been appointed a minister of state. She owes it a responsibility to us to conduct herself in such a way that will not lead to any form of corruption. And if you check what she's being investigated for, it has to do with corruption and corruption-related matters, and which, of course, they're looking at the quantum of money which could be proceeds or which could be tainted as corruption-related affairs. So let us not sit down and try to trivialize it as though it is not worth our time, or for that matter, Ghanaians.
What are the implications if that is done?
I mean, we are citizens of the land, and the president has asked us to be citizens. And for that matter, we should be interested in any act of any public official. Now to the substantive issue. This government, and this is not the first, this is not the second. And I remember growing up, a book I used to read, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. I don't know whether you read that book. And this government honestly reminds me of that book, Ali
Baba and the 40 Thieves.
Yes, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, where there was Ali Baba and the gang of thieves. You know, this is a classical example of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Just that in this case, we have more than 40 ministers and 40 appointees. So maybe
do the politicking of it in terms of juxtaposing the achievements of the MPP and NDC. When that time comes, we are confident that we will go to the Ghanaian people and prosecute a campaign and tell the people our story. It's as simple as that. But for anybody to be sitting back and trying to even create a certain impression that they have some, if you like, monopoly over mayhem and violence and chaos and egging people on, I would beg to differ. That is not the way to go. If you are really minded by the happenings in our sub-region and what has happened, even in the history of this country, the so-called revolution, and you guys are the beneficiaries of that revolution. You understand? When we're sitting back, we're sitting here, we're having jokes about jacuzzis and ever in the past. You understand what I'm saying? This is a revolution that came, and people who had 5,000 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis were being tied at the stake and being shot. In a final analysis, we all know what happened to that particular revolution and the people who were beneficiaries of that revolution. We don't want to go into those things. Ghanaians are not deaf or blind to the history of this country. We've come a long way. So as far as I'm concerned, desist from this conversation and even this machoism and bravado and creating a certain perception that if there's violence, you have monopoly over violence. No, nothing of that sort would happen.
You're saying
the young people of this country,
violence.
let me tell you something. The young people of this country should be encouraged to play active role in politics, to critique, to prefer views, to even be joining the political discourse and the conversation, because they take the whole destiny of this country into their own hands. I would have no challenge with that. I would encourage that. I would encourage people like Osman to be playing active roles in politics, even if they are in the opposition. I don't have any challenge with that. But for us to be able to entrench the constitution that we have and the democracy that we have to engender the development that we want, we shouldn't be encouraging these talks about the youth are impoverished, so they're going to pick up, because then the impoverishment will even be more. You understand? In a state of chaos and anarchy, how can you develop as a country? So that's why I encourage that conversation.
Ghana, Tagbi, you say you need my number. All right. Kojo Mensah, I'm opening the Zoom app, so I've sent it on the stream. Please make sure you join us. I want us to have some big conversation. Just get a sample of your views before we call it a morning. Sorry that the stream also went off. We have to apologize for that. It's not deliberate. Many of you are saying that it's deliberate. Nana Kwesi Brempong the First says, you come to power, waste resources, and tell us to wait the 4 years. Our constitution needs to be changed. Now, Nazi Ali Bada says, Eric, you shouldn't make the youth angry. Well, he also says that you're entitled to your views, but trying to rally up the youth for violence is not good. Fadi Katali says, Kwame Jantua today is not being himself. He said today you are not being yourself. There is a viewer, so Kwame Jantua, the way you are known.
You see.
And then Ibrahim Yaya Gambi says, what is Eric saying? Prince Anani Selassie. Okay. Okay. Do we have the Zoom set up? Now, Eric, your own president, when he was a presidential candidate, called for an Arab Spring. So what at all are you saying? Kojo Mensah? All right. But I think the reality is that Ghana is better in a peaceful constitutional atmosphere than even having a lot of violence. And we know what has happened across Africa and even the world where we had the Arab Spring, but not all those countries were able to get out of those difficulties. So do we have the Zoom set up now? Okay, so Osman Debila says, I'm so much disappointed with the submission of Mr. Jantua this morning. What happened to him today? Mr. Yaga was spot on. Okay. And
Court of public prosecution.
Yeah.
Huh?
Court of public prosecution.
Court of public prosecution. So what? Okay, so the youth are already impoverished, so we don't need any rhetorics. A common agenda or otherwise position is slowly but surely emerging from the Jantuas. Both of them I have immense respect for. Henry Reynolds. Oh, don't worry, I think they're just making their position known. They've always been very dispassionate and objective when it comes to as far as national issues.
What did that person say?
Oh, so you seem to be promoting a certain position. So
what's that position?
Do we? Okay, so do we have any of them joining?
There's a Prince.
Prince. Do we have Prince? Okay. Prince.
Hello, good morning, Roland.
Yeah, good morning. Please make your views known so far on all these subject matters. You don't have to put on your video if you want. If you want to put on your video, no problem.
I don't.
And you're afraid, eh?
No, not that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Please.
Okay, good morning. And
let more people join, please. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good morning to your panelists in the studios.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I don't know, I think yesterday and today, the Jantuas, they a little bit disappointed me on this issue.
Okay.
Because I know them to be able to speak to power without fear and favor. But I don't know, in Ghana, because of our blood links with people in power and all this, even if they do bad things sometimes, we are afraid to talk to them. But that's not what is even bothering me. My main issue is about this ECOWAS and then the way our leaders are handling the situation in Niger.
Mm-hmm.
What Ghana should be thinking of is that we have a lot of Nigerians in Ghana begging on the street.
Mm-hmm.
If Niger were to be good, I don't think that they will come to Ghana, trek all the way from Niger in buses and come to Ghana and be trooping in this thing. Look at the issue at this in Boku, where Burkina Faso are trooping in day out.
All right.
Also have their issues.
Okay, Prince.
We are not handling our indoor issues.
Point made. We encourage you to make your views just short so that we can have everybody. Even on our stream, sometimes we get over 2,000 people joining, 1,005 and all that. So sometimes it's difficult.
Okay, no problem.
All right. And then Answer Divine says I should stop interjecting Mr. Jantua. Okay, so there are varied supports for everybody here. Abu Zakaria says, Mr. Jantua, I didn't see fire in you today. Rich Goody says, Roland, tell the NDC spokesperson to stop acting as a snake under grass and as an ostrich. All politicians are guilty. Do we have we allowed more people? Who is the next person? Hello? Kanti Abua says, Eric really telling us to wait for 7 years for them to waste extravagant resources. These MPP communicators. Hello. Hello. King James. King James. Please unmute and talk to us. King James.
Oh, thank you, Roland, for that.
Okay, so make your comment short, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think.
Please don't listen to the television. Listen to me directly on the Zoom. Don't listen to us on the television or your the handphone or the device you're watching us on, please. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. I think. Roland, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Please, I'm saying that I think the MPP communicator in your studios is massaging the issues, and he shouldn't. We shouldn't be seen to be saying one thing and be doing the other. And gradually, the youth of this country are losing confidence in the political class because we say one thing and do the other. And that is what is getting our countries to where we are now.
All
right. He should the tune I know should go straight forward and say his mind and put the issues around.
Hello, who do we have next? Hello, can we have one more? Okay, let me just read a couple of your messages. Our leaders are very heartless. So I have this one from Scotch Nano. And Ghana Togby says, I now see why Accra is dirty. Hey, Cecilia. Anyway, so let's cash out. So we have *439#. And we do encourage you, make sure that you cash out with that. Memorize this short code *439#. Please memorize it. Now let's do a cash out. We're gonna have to this morning, so can we just cash out? Are we ready with it? And then we'll quickly go. We've had in the studio Deputy Youth Organizer for the NDC, Osman Ayariga. Thank you very much for passing. And then Lawyer Kwame Jantua. Thank you as well. Hopefully next week we won't have Cecilia again. So. We'll speak freely.
Who said I'm not speaking freely?
No, according to the viewers.
Someone says
I go with the viewers.
Related to Cecilia, so he can. Someone has texted me that you are related to her, so you can't speak to her. But are you related to her?
But the point, Eric, I want to chew.
But the point,
your constituency is Fantiakwa.
Coming from
Fantiakwa. He'll be going for the primaries. But they said the way you are speaking, some of the MPP members say you should speak well. Okay, so let's cash out. 3, 2, 1, cash out. Okay, so this is a winner. 054 50 60 going. First one. Let's do a second one. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, cash out. Okay, so the next winner is 054 35 11. Now, I have Kojo Mensah Eric should relax. We love our country and we won't be careless as they were whilst in opposition by talking anyhow. Okay, we'll vote them out democratically. Somebody said I should tell the Santo guys. So I was wondering who was. I think. Thomas Asaku, the Jantuas may have a personal relationship with Cecilia Dapaah. Their submission on this issue has always been very dismissive. Slight. Oh, please. Please, I beg for the Jantuas on this one. All right, so we have the winner on. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Please, where are you speaking to us from? We're TV3 New Day.
I'm speaking from Laboni.
Laboni, you're just here. All right. You're the proud winner of our first draw for cash out.
Is this Roland? Is this Roland?
Yes.
Oh, Cheryl.
We love you. Please, how much did you win?
Truth of the matter, I haven't checked. I was on a WhatsApp call before this.
Please check. Go to your message. Whilst you are talking, go to your message and let's see the credit to your account.
Roland?
Yes, please.
Oh, my goodness. I just won a 1,000 cedis.
You just want cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. Cash out. Cash out on TV3 New Day. All right, so we encourage you to spread the message. Let more of your friends and relatives watch us. So we're going to call the second person. And then we wish you all the best. Keep cashing out right here on TV3. Let's get to the second person.
How is it played?
Oh, we're not getting through to the person. All right. Thank you very much.
Roland.
And so, please, we encourage all of you,
Roland.
since you come here constantly,
Roland.
please memorize this number or this short code, *439, *439, *439, *439, *439. You cash out.
Roland.
You cash out. I know this man is a strong businessman.
Roland, quickly.
Yes, sir.